Have you ever looked at a dollar coin and wondered if you were holding something far more interesting than ordinary pocket change? Not because it could instantly make you rich, but because it carries a story that most people never stop to notice. Today we're exploring the United States presidential $1 coin, a coin series that quietly became one of the most fascinating modern collecting projects in America. And along the way, we'll uncover a detail that surprises many collectors the first time they hear about it. Imagine opening an old drawer, a coin jar, or a forgotten box tucked away in a closet. Mixed among everyday coins, you spot a golden-colored dollar. At first glance, it doesn't seem particularly special. It isn't made of gold and millions were produced. Most people would toss it aside without a second thought. But collectors tend to see things differently. They know that sometimes the most overlooked coins have the most interesting stories behind them. The presidential $1 coin program officially began in 2007. The idea was simple but ambitious. Honor former presidents of the United States by placing their portraits on circulating dollar coins. Every few months, a new design would be released, creating a timeline of American history that people could literally hold in their hands. For collectors, this wasn't just another coin program. It became a way to connect with the nation's past through everyday currency. What made these coins especially interesting was the unusual location of certain inscriptions. Unlike many traditional U.S. coins, the date, mint mark, and other inscriptions were placed on the edge of the coin. This design choice immediately created excitement because it looked different from what people were used to seeing. And whenever something unusual appears in coin production, collectors begin paying very close attention. Now here's where the story gets interesting.
Shortly after some of the first presidential dollars entered circulation,
collectors noticed that a small number appeared to be missing their edge lettering entirely. The coins looked normal from the front and back, but when examined from the side, the inscriptions weren't there. These pieces quickly became one of the most talked about modern U.S. mint errors. News reports, collector forums, and coin enthusiasts across the country began discussing the discovery. Suddenly, people who had never paid attention to dollar coins started checking their change. Families searched through jars. Collectors visited banks requesting rolls of presidential dollars. The excitement wasn't just about value, it was about the possibility of finding something unusual hiding in plain sight. This reaction reveals something fascinating about collector psychology. Most collectors aren't simply chasing money, they're chasing discovery. There's a special feeling that comes from spotting a detail that millions of others might overlook. It's the same reason treasure hunts have captured human imagination for centuries. The thrill isn't knowing what's there, it's not knowing. As the presidential dollar series continued, collectors began paying attention to mint marks, condition, production numbers, and various striking characteristics. Coins produced at different mint facilities could attract different levels of interest. While many presidential dollars remain common today, examples in exceptional condition often receive much more attention from serious collectors. One of the biggest misconceptions surrounding modern coins is the belief that every unusual-looking piece is extremely valuable. In reality, coin values depend on several factors working together. Rarity matters, condition matters, collector demand matters, authentication matters. A coin that appears unusual at first glance may turn out to be common, while a subtle detail can sometimes make a much bigger difference than expected. That's why experienced collectors approach every discovery with patience. Instead of assuming a coin is worth a fortune, they research it carefully. They compare examples, study mint records, and examine market demand. This process may sound slow, but it's often where the real enjoyment of collecting begins. Here's a lesser-known fact that many people find surprising. Even though the presidential dollar program was designed for circulation, public demand for dollar coins in everyday transactions was much lower than expected. As a result, large numbers of these coins ended up being stored rather than actively used. This unusual situation created a fascinating chapter in modern U.S. coin history and helped shape how collectors view the series today. Picture a collector sitting at a kitchen table late in the evening. A magnifying glass rests beside a stack of dollar coins. One by one, each coin is examined. Most are ordinary examples. Then something catches the eye. Maybe it's an unusual strike. Maybe it's a condition rarity. Maybe it's a production variation that deserves closer attention. That moment of curiosity is what keeps collectors coming back year after year. The market for presidential dollars continues to be driven by a combination of historical interest and collecting enthusiasm. Some collectors aim to complete entire sets. Others focus on high-grade examples. Some search specifically for mint eras. Each approach creates demand in different areas of the market, which is why values can vary so dramatically from one coin to another. For anyone interested in collecting, the Presidential Dollar Series offers an accessible entry point into the hobby. The coins connect history, design, production technology, and collecting culture in a way that few modern series can match. Whether you're a long-time collector or someone who simply enjoys discovering hidden stories, these coins provide plenty to explore. And perhaps that's the biggest lesson of all. Sometimes the most interesting discoveries aren't locked away in museums or hidden inside treasure chests. Sometimes they're sitting quietly in a coin jar, waiting for someone curious enough to take a closer look. Before you go, take a moment to check your own coins. You never know what historical piece might be hiding in your collection. If you enjoyed this journey through the world of coins and collecting, subscribe to HF Coins World for more stories, discoveries, and fascinating pieces of American coin history. And if you've ever found an unusual coin in your change, let us know in the comments. Your next discovery could be the start of an incredible story.